Shalom Yashrala, this your brother Dawada, coming back at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that taught us this truth and that we're well. And salutation and much love for Yaki and pushing this truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. So I want to jump into this here article real quick, which is, something that happened in Ukraine. Well, actually it happened in Dubai, but with this Ukrainian woman. But nevertheless, this is like the same things that we have going on today. All right, because like the scriptures say, it would be a new thing where a woman would surpass a man. All right, and we understand, forget how people feel in their feelings and everything like that, right? Let's just talk about reality. All right, so we understand the current situation and culture that we live in nowadays, and where these women think that they're equal to men, they can do everything else like that. But then if you ask them, be like, all right, well, if this woman get up in my face as a man, if this woman get up in my face and she getting all loud and so on and so forth, can I just go ahead and knock her ass out and nobody feel bad about it, nobody complain about it? Like, if the answer is no, well, why not? I thought we was equal. We're not advocating beating no woman or nothing like that, but I'm just saying, there's it's just like a child and then an adult, all right? Children are not equal to adults, all right? No matter how you want to say it, everybody want to say everybody's equal to one another, but hey, no full-grown adult should be balling up their fists and swinging at no little 5-year-old and, hitting them in their face. Obviously, you're an adult and they're a little child, right? But nevertheless, this is where, everybody has to stay in their role and their position, all right? But coming into the times that we're about to come into in Jacob's trouble, all right, we have these women that's out here on, just living carelessly, all right? And ultimately, this is going to be their own demise. This is a society where they're so-called the freest that they've ever been, all right? But ultimately, they're the most oppressive they've also ever been. And this is a time where they're least protected out of all times, all right? So let's get into this article a little bit. It says, Ukrainian girl from the infamous Dubai naked photo shoot scandal claims she was beaten and raped by a man she dated after returning home, all right? Now, it'll go into this with the original story, but it says a Ukrainian girl who participated in April's now infamous naked photo shoot in Dubai has alleged that she was raped when she returned to her hometown, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce a couple of these words, but returned home by a man she was dating after he took exception to the scandal. All right, speaking to the local channel, this lady named Natalia explained that a man had invited her for a meeting, and he became aggressive when the conversation turned to the Dubai incident. Right now, you have to put yourself in these positions, and this is where these women, they're not thinking about the other end of the spectrum. All right, they don't think about how the man that they're dating, how they're representing the man that they're dating, or how he feels about these things. It's just like if, again, this is the same situation as an adult to a child, right? You have a parent, and you have this little child. Now, the little child want to go and steal the neighbor's car, break into the neighbor's house, steal their car, go wreck their car, and crash into a bunch of other cars. Now, the parent has to be responsible. Now, they're looking like, how are you raising your child? Now, everybody's got all eyes on the parents, all right, because of the actions of the child. All right, you bringing shame into your own family's name with all these things, all right? Now, these women wanted to go out there and basically show off their naked-ass bodies, being whores for attention. They wanted they were seeking men's attention sexually, all right? That's the end-all, be-all of it, because if they was just seeking men's attention, you know what I'm saying, or just attention in general, they would have, went about it somewhere else. Hey, how's it going? My name is Natalia, such and such, and, this is what we'll be doing. But the fact of the matter, you went out there and went naked, all right, what do you think what kind of attention are you trying to draw in? All right, that's just like if you, were a man or a woman, like let's say you were a man, right? And you're trying to draw in people's attention because of your personality, or you're a comedian, you tell jokes, right? Normally you would have something to set up where you can showcase your jokes. But then if you got, you set up outside the gas station with a table and a pile of money and gold on there, all right, what kind of attention do you think you're going to draw? All right, people are going to come over there and asking you about the money, trying to get the money from you, steal the money from you, ask you how they can get the money or the gold. None of them are going to be interested in your comedy because that's not what you're showcasing them, right? And this is what these women don't understand. They think they're so free they can go in and take naked photo shoots and put the shit on the internet and not try to garner this type of attention. You're looking for sexual attention, all right? And in the most whorish types of ways, all right? It says, in April, a large group of Ukrainian models was arrested in the United Arab Emirates after a video of more than a dozen women posting in the nude went viral on social media. A local resident had filmed the group from another building in a posh marina neighborhood. And now these people probably be like, oh, they should have been minding their business and they shouldn't have, posted all these things up. Like, but why was you guys out there? Why were you outside naked like that? And then they did their own photo shoot. All right. So, again, look what we're dealing with. People mad at them for taking pictures and posting of them being naked, but they was out there actually doing a naked photo shoot in a place where they want, like, that's illegal, right? So it says a local resident It says, the women were being arrested and accused of breaking the country's strict laws on lewd behavior. They were later all sent home. And again, they have laws about this, but they will want people to feel sorry for these people. But look at them. All right, this is what they're into. They want the so-called attention. And plus, these is empty-ass women anyway. They don't have nothing else to offer nobody but they goddamn body. But you can't treat them like whores that they are. All right? Hey, you can say whatever you want to say about this. Nothing but a whore is going to try to get your attention by using sexual means and things like that, right? For Natalia, the nightmare didn't end well when she left a Dubai cell. The conversation with the dude didn't go very well, she explained. He said that I was doing the wrong thing, all right? Trying to guide her in the right way. Like, yo, you don't want, like, as a woman, right? And if you want, like, sometime in the future or whatever, some man to love you for who you are, you got to show him something more than just your sexuality. Again, going back to the example I made, if I'm a comedian trying to get people to be interested in my comedy and stuff, and I'm setting up outside the gas station, I should have me a little table with, you know, some links to my social media, or, you know, some free videos, or, you know, YouTube pages where you can see my comedy, maybe telling a couple jokes here and there. But if I got that same table set up with a pile of gold and a pile of money up there, what kind of attention do you think I'm going to be attracting? 99.9% of the people that's going to come to the table are going to inquire about the money, because that's what I'm advertising, right? If you can see it in that scenario, why are we over here trying to, oh, well, you can't talk about them like that. They got the freedom to express themselves, this, and that. You're right. They got the freedom to express themselves in a certain type of way. But look, you also got to be prepared for the consequences, right? It says, he said that I was doing the wrong thing. I decided I needed to go home because I didn't want to be spoken to in a rude way. All right. And so she can't take the backlash, but she can go out there and go be irresponsible, but not take any responsibilities for her actions. You see what I'm saying? These are like grown-ass children, all right? Again, I gave you the example of the kid still in the neighbor's car and running off and crashing into everybody's shit. And then when a parent want to discipline their ass, tell them, or the court system say, hey, look, you got to get a job and you got to pay for these things. Now the kid's like, I don't want to pay for this. What? My parents are wrong for trying to discipline me for these things, or the court systems is wrong for trying to make me pay for these things. Like, wait a minute. You was responsible enough to go over there and commit the crime, but now you can't pay for, pay back for what you've done, take responsibilities for what you've done. This is why you don't need to be in no place of leadership, because you're not responsible for the things you're doing, all right? It says, but I was beaten and raped after that. Now, again, I'm trying to be a comedian, and I'm trying to get people to get buy into my comedy type of stuff, but I'm outside the gas station, and I got a table set up with money and gold on there. Can I really complain if somebody decided to just run up and steal all the shit from me? Like, well, what the fuck was you advertising, man? What kind of attention you thought you was going to be bringing to yourself, man? All right? It says, she says that her rapist then held her captive for 4 hours before she escaped into the streets and screamed for help. The man caught up with her, but she was shouting so loud that he let her go. It was scary. I did not understand why this was happening, why he was doing all this, she told the Ukrainian TV channel. So now she's all acting like a victim. I don't know why he's acting like this. Again, let me rephrase it again, because everybody's all heartfelt over these goddamn women. But if it was your neighbor whose child broke into your house, stole your car, and crashed into everybody else's shit, and you're like, look, bruh, you need to take control of your kids, and you need to pay for the damages that your kid done cost, and everything else like that. And then that neighbor's like, I don't know why you talking to me like that and trying to make me pay for everything or what my kid did. But like, it's your kid. You need to take responsibilities for the shit that your kid was doing, man. All right? I wouldn't have to be over here with a wrecked car and my house being broken into if you was doing your job, but your child was raised upright with some kind of common sense. All right? It says, it was scary. I didn't understand why this was happening, why he was doing all this, she told the Ukrainian TV channel. He acted as if it gave him some kind of pleasure, like a real maniac. Well, what kind of pleasure was you getting in trying to get this male sexual attention that way, man? What kind of attention you thought you was drawing to yourself? But see, look, this is what's going to happen. And when there ain't no police you're going to be able to call, all right, what do you think is going to happen? All right, and then you got your social medias all over the news and stuff. Like, what the fuck you think is going to happen to you in those days, man? All right. The man treated me like I wasn't worth anything. He acted like he could treat me like that after the Dubai photo shoot, she said. So, the man treated me like I wasn't worth anything. Yeah, bitch, you freely just showed your body out to everybody. Like, as a man, I didn't even have to come up to you and talk to you, get to know you, or this and that before I could take you home and undress you and all. I didn't have to put in no time and no effort and none of that. I could just freely sign onto your little Instagram or wherever the photos was leaked at. In fact, I seen the photos first on the news channel. So, I mean, it was free. So, I mean, you ain't really worth shit because it's just out there freely. Like, you know what I'm saying? At least if I got to go to a strip club, I got to at least pay them dancers to come over and strip for me and shit like that. I mean, they almost in the same business, but at least you paying for that shit. OnlyFans, you at least got to pay for that type of shit, man. You go get a prostitute, at least you got to pay for that. These bitches ain't worth shit, man. All right? Let's get into the scriptures. This is, 1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 9, it says, in like manner also that the women adorn themselves in modest apparel with shamefacedness. All right, so now, what kind of, they didn't have no clothes on, so it wasn't even modest apparel. You know, you got these women like here in America walking around with these damn leggings on, all right, showing their whole goddamn bodies and everything. You can see goddamn, you could tell when these bitches got to piss, man, how tight their clothes are, man. All right, you could, man, this shit's ridiculous. They walking around halfway naked anyway, you know, all throughout the streets, but then you try to talk to them and try to talk to them a certain type of way. They're like, why would you talk to me like that? Okay, I'm a comedian. Why would you try to come up and ask me about the money that's sitting on front of the table? What are you advertising? You know, I got $1 million on the table. What the hell you think is going to be? That's just like Floyd Mayweather getting with a woman, and then the woman getting, Floyd Mayweather not wanting to spend no money on the woman, and then he getting mad at the woman like, damn, you cheap. Why you ain't trying to spend no, you cheap. I thought you was Money Mayweather with all the hair money and all the Rolls Royces. Well, that's the type of appearance what he's showcasing. But now when we flip it on women, they don't have to be held to the same standard, but they want to be equal, right? It says, like, in like manner also the women adorn themselves in modest apparel with shamefacedness. All right, she wasn't shamefaced in that scenario, man. All right, and sobriety, not with broidered hair or gold or pearls or a costly array. All right, but with becometh women professing godliness with good works. All right, so, hey, going into these things here, let me read that. Well, we're not gonna go too far into this, but nevertheless, man. All right, you see how wild these women are, and the reason I'm saying it, going into this here lesson is because in the time of Jacob's trouble, when the police ain't around, and what these women have already been doing to all these men in that day, they got so careless and comfortable in this society, man. It's gonna be hella scary for your ass in that day, man. All right, a lot of you women, y'all are the soft targets. Y'all gonna be the first ones to go. She was mad because she was she got beaten and raped by some dude that she knew. How about a bunch of men that you don't know? When you could be screaming loud as fuck and ain't nobody well, really. In that day, when you getting raped and beaten down in the streets and you start screaming, you might not want to scream in that day because this is going to attract more people coming in. You know, it's like, you know, a lion is attacking a wounded ass animal or something like that, and an animal starts screaming. It's just going to attract more lions. You see what I'm saying? Or more prey. That's all it's going to do in those days, man. All right. Let's go from there to the book of Proverbs. And this is where it starts. Proverbs 11 and 30. There's a generation that curses their father and doth not bless their mother. All right. So like in the olden days, we would have, you know, like the old, you know, my grandmother type stuff like that. Man, my grandmother wouldn't dare allow none of my female cousins or none of my female relatives to be walking around, especially around her, especially at a young age, in those spandex, yoga pants, whatever you want to call them, short ass clothes, revealing clothes, showing too much cleavage or anything else like that, man. All right, for one. But we living in this world now where they say, oh, that's the old ways. You got to get with modern times and this and that and so on and so forth. But look what it's turning all of our women into nowadays. They don't even want to have families and husbands no more. They just want to be goddamn hoes and whores. And if not, show me where I'm wrong. Why is there an abundance of these women that want to be Instagram models nowadays? This is what they ascribe to be nowadays. Instagram models, OnlyFans models, and just basically taking glamour shots and just be a thought. That's what the fuck they want to achieve today. They don't want to be known for their intellect or what they can do around the house and raising up kids. They want to just be known for basically their looks and everything, like their sex appeal. All right, they're just nothing more than sex objects today, and this is by their own admission. You try to tell them, look, I want you to be a housewife and raise up the kids and, you know, teach my kids some stuff and take care of the house and everything. They act like they're being oppressed. All right, but then if you let them go run wild and go take nude photos on the balcony, you know, and share that shit to the whole world on the internet for free, then you're allowing them to be free and independent and allowing them to live out their dreams. Like I said, they all ascribe to be whores and hoes today, man. All right, and this ain't what I'm saying about them. This is what they're saying about them. And if you say anything different, then you're being misogynistic with your toxic masculinity, because we don't want whores around us, man. We want good quality women, man. All right, we want mothers and we want daughters. We don't want whores in our families, man. Of course, the scriptures say there should not be a whore among the daughters of Zion, man. All right. It says there's a generation that is pure in their own eyes and yet is not washed from their filthiness. There's a generation, oh, how lofty are their eyes and their eyelids are lifted up. So going into this, they right in their own eyes, man. They're like, nah. Women should be able to do whatever they want to do, dress however they want to dress, not have to have a man tell them what they can and can't do. Okay, if that's what y'all choose, then don't ask no man to come help your ass out when a pack of men see you showing your naked ass body and they decide to just jump on your ass and attack you like a raw piece of meat, man. Don't be screaming for no man to help you in that day if no man can't tell you, if just like if a father to a child or a parent to a child, if I can't tell the child what time what they gonna eat for dinner, what time they going to bed, what time they getting for school and all this and that, you need to pack your bags and go, hey, move out, go find your own place to live. You know, but as long as you're living under my roof, you're going to abide by my rules. Because I pay the bills around here. I keep the lights on around here and I take care of your ass. If you can take care of yourself, get the fuck out and you go do it on your own. But until then, you're going to abide by my rules. Same with these women, man. You can't call on no man to help your ass out or ask no man to... They don't ask men to pay their bills nowadays. They just use men and show their body and a man is still paying your bills, man. All right? But, hey, this is what happens when you allow these women to just run freely like this, man. Oh, let me go back. Jumping down to verse 20. Such are the ways of an adulterous woman. She eateth and wipeth her mouth and saith, I have done no wickedness. Right? So, again, like they just did in that article, they went out there, posed nude and naked all on the balcony for everybody to see, put it on the internet and everything else like that, got locked up. Pretty sure she's mad about being locked up. Oh, that was wrong. Well, you should have checked with the laws before you did what you did, man. All right? That's just like here in America. If I can't be mad at the police or nothing like that. If I decide to go rob a bank and then I get arrested for the shit, man, I'm like, well, wait, I can't believe they would arrest me like that. I was just holding up the bank to rob the bank so I can go buy a new Lamborghini. Like, nigga, you sound stupid. You see what I'm saying? But this is the generation that we living in right now, man. All right, where everybody can just think and be freely as they want and do whatever they want to go and do, man. There's consequences to things like this, man. All right? Again, I keep making this comparison because women seem to not get this shit. You know, if women can walk around naked like this, they better be able to defend their own goddamn self and not ask no man for nothing like that. If I want to sit there and set up shop in front of a gas station in the hood with a table in front of me with $1 million worth of cash and another $1 million worth of gold like that, I can't be mad if somebody want to come up and try to challenge me over the money or take the money from me, man. I better be sitting there ready to defend myself all the way to the end of it, man. All right? Because you was stupid enough to go and do that. That's your fault, bro. Who told you to go do that, man? All right? How many of you Jakes live in the hood, right? Will leave your doors wide open at night, man. None of y'all. Because why? You know somebody will come in and break into your house, man. And you're like, oh, that's just dumb. I'm not going to leave my door open with my flat screen right the fuck there. I'm just not going to do that. That's just stupid. But where's the common sense to these women at, man? All right? Proverbs 6, I'm starting at 24. It says, 23, for the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproof, instructions are the way of life. So, hey, you need guidance, proper guidance, to keep me from the evil woman, from the flattery of the tongue of a strange woman. You know, also going into these philosophies and these doctrines, but just flat out on in layman's terms, man. All right, because you get seduced by the ways of these women. Women need freedom and women's liberation. All these things sound good, but when you let it play out, like, what do you really get, man? Ask these women in reality, where's the quality of life with these things, man? Because I hear a lot of these women talking about they don't need no man. They want to have the free and independence to go get their own job, make their own money and everything else like that. Ask them how I feel to work 60 hours a week and have to pay for all these things and come home and be lonely with your damn dog and everything like that. And then now you get to a certain age, you didn't hit the wall, don't no man really want you, and you wish you could take all those things back, man. All right, the only people that's really preaching for these things for these women are young women, all right, old women that are into other women, all right, but you don't hear none of these women that's 35, 40 years old plus, saying these types of things like that, man, or women with, money and that career and at that age, but no man and no family, man, because they realize they done screwed up, man. They wouldn't tell you the same thing. Well, some of them will because they want to, misery loves company, so they'll keep destroying your ass with that. It says, lust not after her beauty in thy heart, neither let her take thee with her eyelids, all right, because look, just looking at some of these things, it looks appealing on the outside, but there ain't no real, there's no real value in none of those things, man. It's just more or less a trap, man. This is just going to bring you down. This is why you shouldn't be just looking at these little thotties like that, man. All right? This is Isaiah 32 and start at verse 9. It says, Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. It says, give ear unto my speech. All right. And the point is ye careless daughters, right? You know, this is what's going on with our women right now. They're just careless. They're walking around with, how do I say, with no, they have no, not to say no problems at all, but no fear of anything. Because look, the society has, soften them up. Oh, the man is, you got these simps that's always jumping to save these damn women in times of crisis and calamities that they've brought upon themselves. All right. And then they're like, oh, you can't blame the victim of all these things. All right. Again, like I said, with the neighbor, the kid from the neighbor who went caused all this here damage and everything like that. What kind of sympathy are you going to really give to this kid when he has to pay all these things back? Now, you know, he's 18 years old, and every paycheck that he get from the day he turned 18 to the day he's 35, he's got to give back to pay off all the debt he got. Who's going to really feel bad for him, man? Should have thought about those things when you was taking those actions, when you decided to go steal that car, man. All right, but the same thing with these here women. They living carelessly, all right, and they're not thinking about the consequences of their reactions, man. All right, like I said, this woman out here is trying to draw attention, get men's attention, but through sexually, man, just walking around the streets butt-ass naked and things like that, taking pictures like that, posting on the internet. What do you think guys are going to be looking at? What do you think guys are looking at in those things? But they want to act like, oh, I didn't know they was just looking at me for my sex appeal. I thought they was looking at me for the character of my person or the type of food that I make. Like, bitch, you ain't got no pictures of no food over here. We don't know nothing about you. All we see is ass shots. That's all we see about you, man. All right? It says, many days and years shall you be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail and the gathering shall not come. Tremble, ye women that are at ease, be troubled, ye careless ones, strip you and make you bare, and gird up sackcloth upon your loins. All right, so going into all these things, man, when things start hitting on hard times and stuff like this, man, all right, and you already have a lot of these men with pent-up sexual tension and things like that, man, all right, they're going to just start taking it, you know, taking whatever they want from you women, man. All right, and then you're going to have these court systems and the police officers, all these different people, all right, because, you know, the police officers are married to women. The women might want, you know, that type of attention and cheated on him, left him, and everything else like that. You think they're going to come to your aid in these times, man? No, because you brought this upon yourself. You think that the police is going to really have any sympathy for me when I'm like, yo, man, they came and they stole my $1 million? Like, well, nigga, you posted up in the hood at the gas station with $1 million and no security. We're not going to go look for your shit like that. In fact, I had a cop tell me that one time before, right? I had my car at the gas station, and I left my car running as I went inside the gas station. The cop came up to me and was like, you know, I can give you a ticket for that. And I was like, for what? He's like, leaving your car running because if somebody was to come steal the car, I mean, you pretty much left it out there for them to take, man. Then we got to use our resources to go and get the shit, man. How about you just be responsible and turn your car off and go inside the store? And I'm like, okay, I got you. No problem. I'm going to finish off here real quick. What am I looking for? Oh, Micah. Micah 7:10. It says, then she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which saith unto me, where is Yahweh thy power? My eyes shall behold her, now shall she be trodden down as the mire in the streets. So like I was saying, man, when the time comes in that day, all right, when all hell breaks loose in the midst of Jacob's trouble, all right, nobody's going to be coming out here to your aid to save you and none of these things like that, man, because of the fact of how you've been acting and treating yourself, man. All right, you think that anybody's want to, how do I say, they had a woman who did this, like, for real. She did the PPP loan scam, right? Because she didn't really want to work for her money. And she's like, I got kids and shit to feed. And she did the scam, got caught, right? Now they about to send her ass to jail and fine her a big-ass cause. Now she going back out and asking out people to hit her Cash App up and donate some money to help her out. Like, nobody asked you to go out there and go do this scam. You did that on your own. You take responsibilities for those things, man. All right, these women are living so carelessly, but in the time of Jacob's trouble, man, let me just touch on this one more verse real quick, because where's the room for these women in that day? Jeremiah 30:5. For thus saith Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling and of fear, not of peace. So right now, these women are at peace and at ease, carelessly living. All right, but when Jacob's trouble comes, it's going to all switch up. Ask ye now and see whether a man, not a woman, but a man, doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail upon, and all faces turn unto paleness. All right, so look, this is talking about the men. So where's the room for the women in these days, man? If ain't nobody coming to save these men, where's the room for these women? It says, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. And he is talking about the elect, all right, the elect of Israel. But nevertheless, I just want to touch in on that because, hey, shit's getting out of hand, but, hey, it's going to boil over real soon, man. All right, and you're gonna get the attention that you was craving for the whole time, man. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and sign off with that. Lord, when the elect was edified with this here lesson. Until next time, I'm gonna say, call Allah Yahweh by Shem Yahushua, by Shimmer Kakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of great millstone that taught us this truth and that we will. A salutation and much love for you, Ark, and pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Till next time, I say, stay strong. Shalom.